Hello and welcome back to your mat. Today we're going to focus on truthfulness, and you may wonder, how does that apply to a yoga practice? So obviously, we know what truthfulness is in terms of when we're communicating with people that we may know. It's about not lying to them, but truthfulness is also about not lying to ourselves. And so in today's practice, I want you to really think about and be true to, where are you at in your practice? So be honest with yourself. So instead of trying to push past and do exactly like maybe you see me doing it, or maybe you see something on social media or whatever it might be, where are you at in your practice? You have to be true to yourself. You have to remember that when you see someone doing a pose that you think, man, I'm going to try to do that, they may have had a lot more experience and a lot more time under their belt to get to that pose. So keep that in mind. Today's practice, I would recommend you have a couple of blocks handy. Especially, this is going to help you be true to yourself and where you are. And I can tell you, I've been practicing for over 10 years, and a couple of the poses we're doing today, I'm going to use the blocks for, because I just have tight hamstrings and it really helps me. So use these tools. Grab them if you have them. If you don't have them, don't worry. I'll give you a modification if you don't have those. So we'll get started with a quote by Max Strom, which I think is very appropriate for today's class. Remember, it doesn't matter how deep into a posture you go. What does matter is who you are when you get there. So keep that in mind in today's class. Don't push past where you should be. I mean, obviously you want to challenge yourself, but find your edge and stop there. Don't find someone else's edge, find yours. That's my little pep talk for today. So we're going to get started right away, coming up into mountain pose. This will be a movement-based practice, so we're going to be mostly standing. At the end, we'll have one pose on our back. So go ahead and have the blocks up toward the top of your mat, and I'm going to show you with the blocks for all of the poses today. So if you don't need them, you don't have to use them, and you can find whatever height works for you. Tall, medium, lowest. So find what works for you. And we're just going to start with some half sun salutations. For those of you who know what those are, you'll follow right along. If you don't, I'll lead you through them. So go ahead and stand in mountain pose. So my feet are about hip distance apart. Stand in mountain pose. Get nice and tall here, really up out through the spine. Inhale and lift those arms up overhead. And then you're going to exhale, hinge forward, and come forward to a forward fold. This is where the blocks might come in handy. So go ahead and forward fold here. You can have a bend in your knees if you like. Inhale and lift halfway up and get tall, coming out of the hips here. This is where the blocks are really handy. You might want them on a higher level. Exhale and fold in. We're going to inhale and rise those arms up overhead. And exhale and come back into your mountain pose. We're going to do that 3 more rounds. So you can go at your own pace or follow me. I will cue you if you want to follow. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Always remember, you can have a bend in your knees if you like. Inhale, look out, halfway lift, flat back, best you can. See where you are today. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, back into mountain pose. Twice more. This is a great warm-up for the hamstrings, the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift halfway out, look in front of you. And exhale, fold in. Inhale and reach up overhead. And back into mountain pose. Once more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale and come all the way back up, reaching for the sky and back into your mountain pose. Now we're going to add on to that. So we're going to flow between 2 new poses. We're going to go ahead and do another inhale and forward fold here, and then we'll step back. So inhale, rise your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. And then on the exhale, go ahead and step that right foot back, bring that right knee down, and tuck those right toes. You may need to adjust your stance a bit here. You can keep the blocks. Actually, I'm going to use the blocks because we're going to go between 2 poses, and I find the blocks really helpful. So go ahead and grab those and get those at whatever level you think you might need or wherever you want to be. You can watch what I'm going to do, and then you'll see. So right now we're going to stretch forward here and really sink deep into this pose, using the blocks or not. And then you're going to stretch back and go ahead and straighten out that left leg. So this is where the blocks could really come in handy, especially, they really do for me, because my hamstrings are really tight. So having my hands on the ground is a lot harder for me to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the blocks. You can have a slight micro bend in that left knee. Look out in front of you, fold in. Inhale, we're gonna come forward into that low lunge again. So go ahead and bring your chest up, look up, and exhale, straighten that left leg. Inhale, we're just gonna move between those two poses. And look up, open the chest, and exhale, straighten that left leg. Fold in. Inhale, rebend that front leg, and exhale, straighten and fold in. Once more. Inhale, bend and look up, and exhale, straighten and fold in. Inhale, go ahead and bring the blocks with you. Come back up, and go ahead and fold in here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in again, and just dangle here for a moment and let that right poses kind of go here for a moment. Inhale, come all the way back up, back to your mountain pose. Now we'll do the other side. And reach up, exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the blocks with you. Step that left foot back. Left knee down. Untuck the toes. And go ahead and bring yourself forward. Looking up with the front knee. The right knee is bent. Chest open. And then exhale and straighten that right leg and fold in. Inhale. Look forward. Bend your right knee. Exhale. Straighten that right knee and bend in. Any amount. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, straighten and bend in. Once more. Inhale, bend that knee, look up. Exhale and straighten and fold in any amount. Inhale and come all the way back up to your halfway. We'll do a halfway lift, on this one. Halfway lift, and then exhale and fold in. Inhale and come all the way up. And back to mountain pose. Now go ahead and have the blocks where you can easily reach. We're going to go ahead and step that right foot back into a high lunge. So my left knee is forward. Widen out that stance. Nice little base here. Grab those blocks or block. I'm going to have them both on the inside of my left leg. So you got your nice high lunge here. You can bring your arms up overhead if you like, or you can leave them down to the sides. Whatever your arms are feeling like today. Be true to yourself. See what works for you today. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to go ahead and straighten that front knee. And we're going to come forward into pyramid pose. Inhale and go ahead and rebend that front knee and come upright into a high lunge. So when I do this, my heel is off the ground. My back heel, that is. And then go ahead and exhale and fold in with that front leg straight. Now your heel may come down or it may not. That's not important. But you want that front leg straight and bend in. Inhale, re-bend that front knee. Come into your high lunge. Exhale, moving between these two poses, come into your pyramid. So straighten that that left leg. Once more, inhale, come into your nice high lunge here. And then exhale and come into your pyramid, straightening that leg. Rebend and come on up. Halfway lift out. Have both your legs or both your feet are meeting. Halfway lift and then exhale and fold in. Inhale and come all the way up into your mountain pose. And now we'll do the other side. So we're going to step back with that left foot. Come in your high lunge, move your blocks. If you need the blocks, remember, be truthful to yourself. Do you need the blocks? Does it help you? If not, you can have your hands on the ground. And I did mean to tell you I was going to give you a modification. So that was my mistake for not doing that. So I'll show you on this one. So go ahead and come in your high lunge, and then we're going to exhale and go ahead and straighten that front leg. So if you don't have blocks, you're always welcome to put your hands on your lower shin there to help if you can't bring your hands to the ground. So that is a modification. The blocks or books or something is much more helpful. And then go ahead and bend that front knee. Come up into your high lunge. And then exhale, straighten and coming into your pyramid. Bend forward. Again, come back into that bent front knee. Come up in your high lunge. And exhale, straighten that front leg and float, fold in. Once more, inhale, bend that front knee. Come up in your high lunge. You can bring your arms up if you like. And then exhale, straighten that front leg and fold in. Rebend that front leg and bring the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, flat back here. Exhale, fold in. Again, if you don't have blocks, you can always put your hands on your shins. Inhale and come all the way up into mountain pose. And from here, we're going to work on a balance challenge. We're going to do Warrior 3. So I'm going to use the blocks. I can do Warrior 3 without the blocks. I've done it many a times. But for whatever reason, when I'm outside on uneven ground and I'm doing video, I tend to fall over. So I'm going to be true to myself today, and I'm going to use the blocks. Choose to use them or don't. It's up to you. So Warrior 3, we're going to put all the weight onto the left foot to start with, and we're going to raise that right leg behind us. So I'm going to use the blocks to help steady me here. Balancing on the left foot. Rise that right foot up any amount. Try to keep the hips square to the ground. Now, if you want to try to challenge yourself, you can always come up on fingertips on the blocks, and you can try taking one hand off, maybe both hands for a moment, but the blocks are always there as support. So hold this pose for a moment, challenge yourself in whatever way you need to, or use the blocks the whole time. You're still having to balance here. Keep your hips square to the ground. One more inhale and exhale, and then lower that leg back down, your right leg back down. Nicely done. And now we're going to do the same with our left. So go ahead and balance on the right leg and bring that left leg up. Get yourself a nice balance here. And again, keep the hips square to the mat below you. And if you're feeling it, go ahead and maybe take one hand off, both hands, or not. See what works for you. I'm going to use the blocks today because I'm not feeling super steady, and I'm going to be truthful to myself today. Breathe here. Left leg is extended behind you, and then exhale and bring that back down. Move the blocks out of your way. Let's come to a seat, and let's come to our backs. Nice job, guys. Lay back, hug your knees into your chest, and then extend that left leg out straight on your mat, and bring your right knee into your chest. Now here's where you can either just stay here, you can bring it off to the side a little bit if you like to open it up, or if you have the range and you feel like it, you can reach for the sole of your foot behind your knee and come into half happy baby. So the sole of my foot is now pointed upwards. And again, you could hold behind your knee if that works better than holding the sole of your foot. But just notice what your body needs and go with that. Open that all up. Breathe there. Inhales and exhales. And then bring that knee back into your chest and bring it across for a nice, easy spinal twist. So keep that left leg straight. Bring your right arm out to the right and look over to the right. Breathe here for a brief moment. Being truthful to yourself, your practice, and where you are in your practice. Bring that knee back into your chest. Hug both knees in once again. And now extend that right leg out long on the mat. Keep your left knee bent into your chest. You can now either keep it there, bring it off to the side a bit, or come into that half happy baby, reaching for the sole of your foot or behind your knee. So really open it up here. Breathe here for a couple of rounds. Releasing all that into the mat, all the work you've done. And then go ahead and bring your knee back into your chest, keeping the right leg straight out on the mat. Go ahead and twist over to your right. So bring that left knee across your body, left arm out to the side. You can look out to the left if you like, or look straight up. So another thing that yoga teaches us in the yogic path is truthfulness. And a lot of times we just think of not lying to somebody or not telling the truth. But it also has a lot to do, especially in our practice, with being truthful to ourselves, being true to ourselves. It doesn't mean you can't challenge yourself, but it means really noticing where you are and noticing is like, you know what, this pose is difficult for me right now. I'll need to work up to this and being okay with that. Go ahead and bring both your knees back into your chest. Hug them into your chest. If you have the time, go ahead and stretch both of your legs out long on your mat. If you need to come on up, go ahead and rock yourself up. Come up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this class was really helpful for you, and I hope that you got something out of it. I hope it was beneficial. Thanks for joining me. Until next time.